All right, welcome everybody. As Nick said, my name is Bill Primerano. I'm the worldwide technical sales leader for Planning Analytics. And yes, I am here in sunny Texas. There's supposed to be a storm later. So today I wanted to talk to you about our investment that IBM is making in Planning Analytics. So Nick and I are going to be covering these each in some depth as we go through the presentation, but we've got Embracing Excel, our speed and scale, predictive and smart, bringing that AI component into planning analytics, as well as that ease of planning and really planning and analysis in one application. So as most of our planning analytics clients know, we take tremendous pride in our support for our Excel integration and our interface. So many users, you guys are comfortable with that experience in Excel. So we continue to focus on improving our solution that instills confidence in our end users and you guys there are leveraging planning analytics. And that way you're more productive and you're faster in how you do things today. So we expanded the capabilities for the set editor early in 2020. We focused on performance as well as ease of use, improving the user understanding of how the set is created and applied. So as you see what's going on here in the screen, the ability to leverage the attributes, to be able to take those to create that specific set and then bring that over into your context.
So as Bill was saying,
yes.
Yeah, so as Bill was saying, so we've obviously gone through to large extents to be able to have planning analytics really deployed anywhere. Now, when we're talking about being able to deploy anywhere, a key enabler of that is being able to deploy planning analytics inside of Cloud Pak for Data. So this means that planning analytics is going to run really anywhere that you need it based on Red Hat OpenShift. So this could mean having your entire planning analytics instance in AWS, Azure, Google, IBM Cloud, so on and so forth. Now, the beauty of this is that you've obviously got the ability to have an elastic and scalable instance of Workspace, and this is obviously fleshing out. So what you can see on the screen is actually how you might go about provisioning a new server of planning analytics through IBM Cloud Pak for Data. Now, the cool thing about this is obviously that you're going to still have the same speed and power inside of planning analytics, but now you've also got the additional integrations inside of Cloud Pak for Data. So if you've seen me present before, you know that I'm a huge fan of what's actually available in there. So Cloud Pak for Data contains all of our data science capabilities, your machine learning capabilities, all of your AI. Now, on top of that, we've also got support for planning analytics in Cognos Analytics. So there has been a little bit of development here to be able to leverage both of those side by side. Now, Bill and I were actually discussing before, so you've also got the ability to integrate some of the sources from your planning analytics instance to be able to leverage some of the newer technologies like the assistant, exploration mode, as well as some of the additional visualizations from Cognos Analytics. Now, one of the cool things also that's happened inside of the new planning analytics workspace that I'll show a little bit later on is that you've also got new visualizations, which have sort of been brought in from Cognos Analytics as well. But down the bottom here, you can start to see some of the combinations that are available. So you're able to hook up Planning Analytics Local to CA Local, CA Cloud to PA Cloud, and vice versa for PA Local. And you've also got the ability to leverage that integration between CA on demand and PA on cloud as well now. Predictive and smart. So this is where I spend a large majority of my time, and it's where I think there is so much value for yourselves and users of TM1 and Planning Analytics. So PA now has a new feature, which is algorithmic forecasting. Now, this actually has 7 or 8 different exponential smoothing algorithms that are built in to allow you to generate a forecast on the fly. I'll actually show you producing a forecast. So you can see here that we've now got a forecast preview, so you can actually interrogate your forecast before you actually go in and commit to it. Now, the nice thing about this is that it also gives you the ability to evaluate your prediction accuracy. So you're not sort of sitting there working out hey, I don't know what this forecast actually looks like, I can actually get a really easy bit of analysis as to what my forecast actually looks like in terms of accuracy. So from this screen, you can see that we've got a number of statistical details, MAE and RMSE, so a whole bunch of different statistical details, particularly useful if you've got a data scientist on the team, but really you don't need to delve into that into too much detail if you're trying to generate a forecast.
And for those of you who have not migrated and upgraded to the new experience within Planning Analytics Workspace, that's what we're going to walk you through now. For those of you who have migrated, there's a lot more coming, and there's a lot of great features in here. So really, some of the latest innovations released this fall is that new welcome or that landing page that you're going through. It's based on the idea of really a welcoming experience. You have the ability to close that section at the top if you need more landscape, but really it's all about clear calls to actions, the buttons, the contextual to the user to really guide them along that process and really give them the insight to what are some of the books, some of their favorites. And so you can see here, these are the different applications, but they can go into that reports and analysis. Then if they're an administrator, they can go to the administration. You can close that top section up, like I said, and you don't have to have that banner right across the top. So the next area is really all about that planning and analysis all in one application. It's where Workspace becomes the place for your planning and analysis users. All right, so we talked about that new Workspace experience and that they'll be able to leverage the guided planning. Really, a lot of our users are only using the product sporadically, but we want to be able to guide those users to the right place quickly and get those clear call to actions. You have the ability to customize your dashboards. You can bring in your corporate colors, your corporate themes. You have the ability here to bring in those visualizations. So Nick talked about our integration with Cognos Analytics, and what he's going to show you shortly in our demo is really those visualizations have now been brought into Planning Analytics Workspace. So you have a deeper, rich set of visualizations that you can choose from, and then combine that with the ability to bring in your corporate colors and your corporate theme. Really, as you walk through your quarter reviews or your budget analysis or any of the presentations that in the past you may have leveraged, I don't know, PowerPoint for or PDFs, you can do that live now in Planning Analytics Workspace, and it gives you the ability to interact.
Now in this case, say for example, my manager's just gone and said, hey, Nick, just generate a sales forecast for the entire organization really, really quick. Now, normally, if I was an accountant, a junior accountant sitting in the hot seat, I'd be like, that's going to take a lot of people to generate that. But with our time series forecasting capability, all we need to do is select our top level, our C-level element. In this case, I'm going to choose world. So I want to forecast for everything. And then go on over to this little button over here, which is where all the magic happens. So this is our forecast button. And as soon as I select that, I'm going to have the ability to configure my forecast. So over here, I can choose my forecast periods or my forecast start period, my forecast end period, and whether or not I want to save any details as comments. So if I select that, what I'm actually going to get is a whole bunch of statistical details about each and every forecast that I've actually gone and generated. So let's leave that selected. Then what I can also do is I can select advanced, and from here I can choose whether or not I want seasonality auto detected. And this is a really, really powerful feature. If you've ever tried to build a time series forecast by yourself with Python or with R or with SPSS, or actually SPSS has got some of this, but if you've done it with open source tools, working out what the level or what the details for seasonality are really a lot of the time where people can get sort of lost, because that's where you ideally want your data scientist to step in to help you out. You've now got the ability to produce really fine grained control within your visualizations, which is something that I think is super powerful. And a lot of this capability is coming from Cognos Analytics. So you can see there's going to be similar interfaces, which makes it a lot easier if you're a popular or a veteran Cognos Analytics user. Cool, so that's our viz done. Now what we can also do is go into our last step, which is our consolidation summary. And what I wanted to show here is that you've still got the ability to leverage worksheets as well. So if I wanted a worksheet as part of my workflow, I've got the ability to do that as well. So again, I can enter commentary. So, hey, this is a new comment. Actually, let's actually make it relevant. So Y is actual equal to budget. Please review. So again, we're able to enter our commentary and have that loaded inside of, or we're able to enter our commentary into our worksheet. But again, core thing here is that you're able to have your worksheet inside of your workflow.
So really what I want to talk about now is where are we headed? So let me get my, oh, there's the demonstration page. I guess I had it out of order. So quick disclaimer, obviously, just need to acknowledge that everything that we're showing here is really not to influence any current purchases. And, these are our plans as of today. So things obviously can change. So just keep that in mind that, the screens that I'm going to show you, actually it's one slide, it's really more of a mock-up of what it's intended to come out. So, keep that in mind as you are, seeing what you are going through here today and what I'm going to be discussing in the next slide. So really, what's coming down the pike for Planning Analytics Workspace? Predict and Smart. In short term, really that meaningful statistical detail target. Currently, the details are technical and only make sense to those users knowledgeable of statistics. Really, we want to make the statistical detail page easier and more explainable. So when Nick showed that slide in there, having the ability to look at, well, what algorithms were being run and having that format laid out a little differently when you look at that detail.